welcome back to the channel this week. My name is Osereme. Here on this channel, I share sewing tutorials and lifestyle videos every week. So if that's something you're interested in, then you should definitely click the subscribe button and become a member of the family. In today's video, I'm sharing with you how I made a ruche skirt from scratch. So if that's something you're interested in, let's go straight into this tutorial.
So guys, for this tutorial, I'll be making use of this beautiful silk fabric here. The first thing I went ahead to do was to fold my fabric into 4 using my hip measurement plus extra allowances as the template. Then I left an extra 1.5 each on the side as my zipper allowance. Then from there I went ahead to get my waist measurement, and that I divided by 4 and it gave me 6.25, and I marked it at 6.25 here. Then I went down to my hip, from my waist measurement. That was 9 inches. Then I made a rough line here just to indicate where this is supposed to be, and I went ahead to measure my hip measurement divided by 4 again. Let's remember that I am dividing my measurements by 4 because this fabric is folded into 4. So here my hip measurement divided by 4 was 9 because my hip measurement is 36 inches. After this, I went down to the knee part of the skirt, that's the bottom part of the skirt, and I decided to mark 10 inches here. That means I added 1 extra inch to my hip allowance. I'm doing this because this fabric is not stretchy and I want it to be able to go all the way up when I attach my strings for the ruche skirt. So after that, I decided to add an extra 1 inch to all the marks I made earlier. This 1 inch is going to serve as my stitching allowances. So now I am going to use my ruler to connect these points I made, and after which I'm going to cut out my skirt. Let's not forget that I left an extra 1.5 each up there, which is going to serve as zipper allowance at the back. So all I have to do now is cut out. So guys, this is how it looks. These are the back pieces, and this is the front piece. This is how it looks. This is the front piece. I'm just going to fold this into 2, and I'm going to get the measurement for my dart. I am going to be placing a dart at the waist point. So I decided that my dart was going to be 3 inches. So that by the time I cut it out with about 3.5 inches, so by the time I'm done, it's exactly 3 inches. That's 6 inches altogether. So I created a notch here, and I'm going to do the same thing for the back, but instead of taking a measurement of 3.5 inches like I did here, I'm going to add an extra 1.5 inch, which is going to serve as a zipper allowance for the back. So for this front now, I'm going to take this to my sewing machine and sew down by about 3 inches, and I'm going to do the same thing for the back pieces. So this is how it looks like as I've done it for the front. I've stitched down the dart. I also did it for the back pieces here, as you can see. So now the next thing I'm going to do is to work on the other part. As you can have noticed already, I made a dart on only one part of the front and left the other part. This other part that I left is where I'm going to attach a pieces of fabric that I'm going to cut now. That is where I'm going to attach my string. So this piece of fabric here is about 1 inch wide and it's the length of my skirt exactly. I'm just going to pin it to my skirt like the way you're going to see me doing it now. I'm going to pin it to the skirt and I'm going to sew it down. This is where I'm going to attach the ropes for the skirt. Guys, ensure that this extra piece of fabric you're going to add is staying straight on the skirt. You can actually use a ruler to make a line so you know exactly where you're going to place this, or you can do it the way I did it, like this. My fabric is very soft, so if you are making use of this kind of fabric, you have to be very careful to make sure that when you're sewing, that the fabric doesn't shift from where you want it to be. So here is what it looks like after I've stitched it down with my sewing machine. I stitched it down on both sides, and as you can see, I also made a stitch at the middle to create 2 holes for my ropes that I'm going to create later. So now we'll leave this aside and we're going to work on the back pieces. So these back pieces now, remember there is a 1.5 zipper allowance I left here. So what I'm going to do is to leave by 6 inches, and from there I'm going to stitch it all the way to the end to the end of the skirt. So as you can see, I've done that here, what I was trying to explain. So there is this, you can see now that there is this open space up there where I'm going to attach my zipper. Now I'm going to just bring the front and the back pieces together, and if you are not going to be able to get the stitching correctly, I would advise that you pin these together before taking it to your sewing machine. So from here now, I'm going to take this to my sewing machine. I'm going to stitch both sides together. So guys, as you can see, I've stitched them on both sides, and this is how the front of the skirt is looking. This is where I'm going to create that ruche here. So now I made another piece of fabric that is about 1 inch wide again, but these ones are very long, way longer than the skirt. This is going to serve as the rope, so I'm just going to take it to my sewing machine and fold it like this all the way to the end. So as you can see, I've folded it down. I'm going to place it right through the holes I made earlier. Now you're going to understand why we created that extra hole on the side of the skirt. So I'm going to place these ropes through this tiny hole. I think it will be better if we turn it to the back, the wrong side out, sorry. So I'm going to place it in with my safety pin like this, and I'm going to do it for the both ropes. Be very careful so that the rope doesn't go back inside, because you just keep doing this over and over again. So I'm going to use my pin now to hold it in place while I work on the other side of. I'm also going to pin it down again here. Then I will take this to my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch it down right here where I have the pins, just to hold the ropes in place so that they don't pull off while I'm doing other things in the cloth. And as you can see, the ruche part of it is looking very beautiful already. So let me go first stitch this down to ensure that I avoid stories that touches the heart. So I've stitched it down here. I hope you can see this, and basically we're almost done with this. So what I'm going to do now is to create a band for the waist, attach my zipper here, and then I'm going to work on the bottom of the skirt. So the first thing now is to create a band. Initially I wanted to attach a 4-inch band, but then I decided to change my mind. I decided to make it a very small band. I just used a pieces of 1 inch. I cut out a 1 inch piece of fabric and I just used it to turn the waist out. So this is what it looks like. I've turned the waist with a 1 inch piece of fabric here. I've attached the zipper to the back and I've folded the bottom of the skirt. So basically this skirt is ready. All I have to do is draw the ropes and that is all. So basically this is what it looks like, and I honestly can't wait to wear this, and I really hope that you guys find this video helpful. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you for staying tuned and watching this video all the way to this extent. Thank you so much. I really appreciate, and I will see you guys in my next video. Don't forget to leave me a comment in the comment section letting me know what you think about the skirt, and don't forget to like this video and share with your friends. Bye bye guys, see you in my next video.